Good morning, everyone. This is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Endangered Birds Fruit Dove by Olima. I'm not sure if this is part of a series. It kind of looks like it is, like with Endangered Birds and then it being the Fruit Dove one. I'm not sure if this is a one-off or if there's an entire Endangered Bird series. This is a puzzle where I've just grabbed the grid as provided by the setter. I would normally lower the size and opacity of the German whisper lines a little, but with this one, I didn't want to mess with it. I wasn't sure if there was something going on, and I have been told that this one does have the solution embedded, so I'm going to run with this one. The rules are also not in my standard formatting, but that's okay as well. I'm recording this way in advance. I've got a potential thing coming up, and I've been trying to record, I think I'm currently like 2 weeks in advance. I've got a potential thing coming up in my life where I may have to take a break and from recording. So I'm just trying to get a whole bunch of stuff in the bank. So I'm not really sure where I can say what's going on because I don't know what's going to be happening 2 weeks from now. Everything's a bit amorphous. So I'm just going to get on to the puzzle. So Endangered Birds Fruit Dove by Olima. So let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Adjacent digits on a green line differ by at least 5. So any two cells connected by a green line, they must differ by at least 5. All blue cells are box indexing. Now, we don't see box indexing a lot. So what that means is a digit A at position B in the box puts B in position A in that box. So, for example, if this was a 1, it would be indexing itself, and that would be fine. If this was a 2, that would mean that because this is position 1 in the box, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If this is a 2, this means that the 1, because this is position 1, has to be in position 2, and that would put a 1 there. If this was a 3, that would put a 1 there. If this was a 4, that would put the 1 there because it's saying that position the 1 because position 1 is in position 4, and that's box indexings. Similarly, this is position 8. So if this was a 1, this would say that 8, because this is position 8, had to be in position 1. And that would work in reverse because this is saying that the 1 would have to be in position 8, which it is. So that's how box indexing works. The red cell indicates the position of the 5 in row 2. So if this was a 6, that would say that this is a 5. Don't worry about the whisper line. Yeah, I know that's broken. I'm just giving an example of how that works. And the green cell indicates the position of the 5 in column 5. So if this was a 2, this would be a 5. That's how that works. They're all of the rules. I have no idea how hard this puzzle is. Restarting the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So, how do I want to start this? Possibly with whispers, because you kind of want to start with whispers. I do know that 5 is in one of those two cells in the column. So, and the reason I know that, green cell indicates the position of 5 in column 5. Okay, so there's a fair bit going on here. So the reason is you cannot put 5 on a German whisper line, which is what the green line is. And the reason for that is the 5 difference. If you were to put 5 on a green line, if you were to go down from 5, the 5 difference would mean you end up at 0 or less, which is not valid. And 5 up would mean that you end up with 10 or higher, which is not valid. So 5 cannot go into any of those cells. So 5 is in one of those two cells. But the green cell indicates the position of the 5 in the column, which means this has to either be 2 or 9. Okay. Now, one of the things we know about German whisper lines because of that is every digit must be below 5 or above 5. Now, if a digit is below 5, you can't go down from there because that would leave the range of Sudoku digits, so you must go up. But because of the 5 difference, it would leapfrog the 5 and go to a high digit. Similarly, if you start with a high digit, you can't go up. You would leave the range of Sudoku digits. You must go down. And if you go down, because of the 5 difference, you'll leapfrog the 5 and end up in a low digit. So along a green line, you will always alternate high, low, high, low, high, low. Now, we don't know what this is. It'll either be high or low, but it does mean that what's next to it will be different. Now, I use green and blue. Blue is low and yellow is high. So I use green and purple when I don't know what they are yet. But these will both be green. These will both be purple. these will all be green, and this will be purple. Which means I've got all 4 greens in the column. This will be 5 or purple. This will be 5 or purple. I'm not sure how this is going to connect. If this is 2, these could only be 7, 8, or 9. If this is 9, these could be any low digit. Well, they couldn't be 4. Actually, what can these be? Because they see 3 digits of the opposite type. So if it was 2, these could be 7, 8. So these can only be 1, 2, 8, or 9. Because they see 2 of the opposite type. Oh, they see 3 of the opposite type. So if it's 1, it could be any high digit. And if it's 2, it'd have to be 7, 8, 9. So could this be 7, 8? There's something going on with that central line. This shape is very strange. And this green box in the middle is almost impossible to see, but because of the border, I do know it's there. But this is box indexing. This is box indexing. It could be... If this is 9... Hang on. Oh, this would be high and that would be fine. But if this is low, what's that? That's 4 and that's 9. Because this is indexing 5. So this is only 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because I can only put 5 into any of those. And if this is 4, this is 9. But then that would be 2, and that's okay. But if this is high, it can't be 9, so it's not 9. So 5 is in one of those. That's weird. I'm confused. This can only be 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. This is an odd digit. I am confused. I am confused. I know that 5 is in one of those two. Is it the 5 indexing? No, because this 5 in this box has to be in one of those. I'm not sure where the break-in is here. 5 in this box is in one of those because I can't put 5 on a green line. So this, which is indexing the 5, is either 1, 7, or 9. Here, it's 3, 7, or 9. Now, if this is 3, this would be 8, 9. Which could work, because I could go 3, 9, 4. No, hang on. Yeah, 3 would make that 8, which would make that 4. And I'd go 3, 9, 4, 6, and that would all work. I'm not seeing this. I can... This is either 1, 2, 3. Hang on. I can never put 4 or 6 in either of these. That's correct, isn't it? If this was 4, both of those would be 9. If this was 6, both of those would be 1. So these are either 1, 3, if this is a 2, Or if this is a 9, these are 7, 8. Can this be 7, 8? Yeah, these would be 1, 2. And if this is 1, 3, this is 8. This isn't symmetrical. 7, 1, 3 is less restricted than 7, 8, though. Because 1, 3 works with 8, 9. 7 works with 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. So 5 is in one of those two. But that's not box indexing, that's column indexing. So 4, I've got to put A4 or a 6 in one of those, but it's A4 or a 6. No, I'm not getting it. If this is a 5, I might have a problem. Because if this is a 5, where do I put 5 in this column? I couldn't put it in any of those cells because this is a whisper. This would see a 5. Couldn't put it there. Couldn't put it in those. So 5 would be in one of those two. And the same would be true in this column. 5 would be in one of those two. So 5 would be in one of... Hang on, 5 is in one of those two anyway. So 5 is in one of those two. So that's an X-wing on 5. Oh, that's been there since the beginning. So what this means... Sorry, I saw an X-wing because of a bloomin' swordfish rather than just it being an X-wing. Okay, so what an X-wing means is I can't put 5 in any of those cells because if I put 5 here, I've got nowhere to put 5 in this row because I can't put 5 in any of those or there. So if I put 5 here, there's nowhere to put 5 in this row. 5 is in one of these, so I can't put 5 in any of those. I can't put 5 in any of those, and I can't put 5 in any of those. So this is the 5, which means this is a 2, and green, if I go to color mode, I should be able to select all the green. Green is low, and purple is high, which means these are not 7, 8, these are 1, 3, these are not 1, 2, these are 8, 9. This is now low, so it is 4, this is 9. That took me way too long to spot. Now these are 6, 7, or 8, but they can't be 6, because if this is 6, both of those would need to be 1, because the only digit that is 5 away from 6 is 1. Same is true there. So this is now the 6. Now, indexing. This is box indexing. So this is indexing the 4 in the box. So that's the 5 and that's the 5. This is indexing the 6 in the box. So that's an 8. Box indexing. So these are both fully self-indexed now. So this is indexing the 5 in the column. This is indexing the 5 in the row, and they're both done. So I can ignore those two indexes, but I do need to worry about the others. Now, 5 has been indexed, 4 has, sorry, the 4 has been indexed, the 5 has been indexed, the 6 has been indexed. So these are done. Now, the weird thing about box indexing is you don't need entropy in the same way. So, this is not a 5. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. So these are either 1, 2, or 9. Uh, uh, okay. Where is 4 in this row? It has to be in one. This is a 4, 5 pair. Because if I put 4 on any of these lines, I'd need to put a 9 next to it. If 4 there, this would have to be 9. 4 here, I'd need to put 2 9s next to it. So this is a 4, 5 pair. Because so 6 has to be on this line somewhere. That's going to be important. So 6 is in one of these. Now, I can't put 6 in either of those two because 6 would need to be with a 1 next to it. So 6 is in one of those two cells, marking it in red. 6 is in one of those two cells. Now, if 6 is here, both of those are 1, and that would be a 2. If 6 is here, both of those would be a 1, and that would be a 2. So there's a 2 in one of those. This is nuts. But it does mean there's a 1 in one of those. So either that's a 7 or that's a 9. Which is impacting this, but I can't see. So if this was a 4, this would have 7 on it. No, that doesn't work. If this is 6, this would have 7 and 4, which would mean it also has 9, and I couldn't put 7 or 9 here. This can't be 6, because then 7 and 9 would be up here. 6 has to be in one of those. Hang on, wait. Okay. This is nuts. So because 6 has to be in one of these two, 1 is in one of these two, which means one of these is 7 or 9. So I can't eliminate. So I can't do. Have I got this right? 7 or 9. So I can't eliminate both 7 and 9 from those cells. And if this was a 6, these would be 4 and 7, which would mean that there's a 7 and a 9 in this row, which means I couldn't put a 1 in either of those, and neither of those could be a 6, and I'd have broken the puzzle. This is not a 6. So there is a 6 up here, which means there's a 1 in one of those, and that's a 3, and that's a 1. Which means that's the 8, that's the 7. This has always been a 1-2 pair, by the way. I don't know if that's the way you're supposed to have solved this puzzle, and I've broken it. I've just broken it. No, this is completely broken. So I've obviously made a wrong deduction there. That was really cool, but broken. Because one of those has to be a 1. So that's the 3, and that's the 1, which means there's no 1 there. Now, I've just broken the puzzle, which means there's no 6 there, which means this is a 6. I think I just did that logic backwards. But now 7 and 9 are up here. Oh, that's indexing a 3, not a 1. Right, so the logic is right, but it tells me where the 6 is. Because if this is a 6, this is a 1, this is a 7, and it doesn't work. This is the 6. I got my indexing wrong. So these are both 1. There's where I went wrong. See, I learned something. If you make a mistake but learn something, that's learning. And that's not a terrible thing. So these are the ones. So the 9 has to be in position 1, which means this is the 4, this is the 7, and this is the 2. This is now a high digit, which is 7 or 8, and the 8 tells me that's the 7. Learning something. I don't know if I'm learning something clever. This can't be a 7 now because these would have to be 1, 2. Three would make these 8, 9. So there is a 9 in this run. Because this is either a 9 or if this is a 3, this is an 8. This is not a 3. Because if this is a 3, there has to be 8, 9 on either side of it. And there's an 8 there now. This is a 9. So these, well, they're not 1 or 4. These are 2, 3. And these, well, there's no 9 there. If this is 7, these are 1, 2, and they can't be. So this is the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are 6 and 7, and I can't put 6 there because that would also have to be a 1. This is the 6, this is the 7, this is the 2 by whisper logic. Now I can do a bunch of indexing. 9 is in position 5, so that's a 4. 6 is in position 2, so that's the 2 and that's the 3. Now, have I done all the indexing here? 3 is in position 4, 5 is in position 9, and 6 is in position 2. 6 is in position 6, 1 is in position 5, 4 is in position 7. And now I think all this indexing is done. These are 3, 8, and 9. Now the 3 has to be up here because I have to have a low digit, so this is not the 3. Oh, there's no 9 up there. This is a 3, 8 pair. This is the 9. This is a 2 to complete the row, so this is 8 and 3. This is a high digit, which is not 6 or 7, it's 8 or 9. Well, it has to be because of the 3, which means the 7 is in one of those two to index that cell. This is nuts! These are 1 and 3. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, which does work for the 2. This is bonkers. Now, I know I made the mistake with the indexing and the thing I did up here, but I learnt something doing it, so I'm not upset about that. So this is a low digit, and it's not 2 or 4, so it's 1 or 3. Now, if this is a 1, this is a 4, and it can't be. So this is a 3, which still allows that to be 8 or 9. We know 9 is in one of those two because of Sudoku. 8 is not in any of those. That can't be 8 because that would be 1. So 8 is in one of... Hang on. Where is 8? 8 is in one of those. What is this? 1, 2... Hang on. 3 is in one of those two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is in one of those two. 6. Can that be a 6? That would be a 3. No, that can't be a 6. So 6 is not in either of those two. 6 is in one of those two. Can that be a 6? That would be a 1. 6 would make both of those 1s. Well, I know... Oh, this is a 1. So this is a 6. So this is a 1. And the reason this is a 1 is because those two 1s are looking into this box, putting one in one of those two, but there's a 1 there. So this is a 6, which makes this a 1 by whisper logic. So this is now a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 5, and 8. Well, there's no 5 there. So the 3 is either here or here, but we know the 3 is not here because 3 in the row has to be over here. So this is a self-indexing 3, which means this is a high digit. This is a low digit. That's actually, they're not restricted, but this is these are both high digits. This is a high digit as well, which means it's 6 or 7 because it sees 8 and 9. I know I haven't continued with the colouring, but I've found the colouring. I'm actually going to put 1, 2, 3 in there because they can't be 3 either because they see a 7. I had a 1, 2 pair in there. When did I remove the 1, 2 pair? I'm not sure, but I did remove the 1, 2 pair by mistake at some point. Oh, when I rolled back for all of this. I don't think I've needed it though. Although this is a low digit, which is now 3 or 4 because it sees 1 and 2. This puzzle is nuts. I would say certifiably. Okay, it's not the only thing that's nuts. Okay, so these are indexing the 7 and the 8 in the box. So if this is 8, this is 2. Okay. Okay. Where's, hang on, what are these digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? That can't be 6. That can't, oh, hang on. These are 3 and 4. I can't put 4. If this was a 4, then these would both be 9. This is a 3. So these are an 8, 9. This is not 6 or 7. This is not 7. So the 8, 9 pair takes 8, 9 out of there. This is 6 or 7. But this is an 8, 9 pair, which has done a lot less than I might have hoped. Okay. It's got to be the box indexing at this point, I think. So the 7 is in one of those two indexing that cell. Which is going to refer back to itself. We know the 9 is in one of those two. So this is a 7. Oh, hang on. The 9, if the 9 was here, this would be an 8, and that doesn't work. So this is the 7. This is the 9. And the 8 is in here or here, which is, hang on. If the 8 was here, this would have to be a 2. That doesn't work. This is the 5. This is the 8. If the 8 is here, this is a 5, and that doesn't work. So this is a self-referential 8. 1, 2, 3, this is a 4. So 7, 8, 9, that works. Now these are 2. Well, I know the 8 is in position 2, so that's the 2. And this, by nature of elimination, is a 4, which means position 4 is the 7. And this is a 6, which means this is a 7. And now I've done all the box indexing. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5. And now I'm nervous. I'm getting nervous, son. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, this is a low digit. So this is the 2 and this is the 8. This is a high digit. Now let's just mark this triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Well, it can't be a 6 because both that would have to be a 1. Oh, and the 7 makes that the 9. So these are a 6, 7 pair. This pair, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but there's a 6 here. So that's the 4 and that's the 6. I also could have used the 6, 7 in the box, but I didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 and 5 go into those. Oh, this 2 looks up making that 1 and that 2. Doesn't resolve the 7, 8 yet. Oh, this 8 resolves this 9 and this 8. That does something. But the 1 looks down, making this 3 and this 1. These are now a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 and 9. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please don't have me end up on a deadly pattern. Oh, this 8, right. This is why it's not. This 8 makes this 7 and this 8. And I've got to put a 2 in this box somewhere, but it's not in those, and that 2 means it's not there. So this is the 2, which means this column is resolvable with 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 5, which means this is a 3 and this is a 5. The 3 looks across, making that 6 and that 3. The 6 looks back, making that 7 and that 6. The 7 looks across, making this 8 and this 7. The 8 looks across, making this 9 and this 8. The 9 looks back, making this 4 and this 9. And this needs a 1, which has to go there because of that 1. And 1, 2, 3, that's a 4. And that is the solution to Endangered Birds Fruit Dove by Olima with 142 solvers in the last 3 and a bit weeks. That is a very cool puzzle. You do not see a lot of box indexing, but when you can wrap your head around it, that's very, very cool. Box indexing is different to Psycho Killer, although I never saw box indexing before I did Psycho Killer, but that's very, very cool. Like that one a lot. I mean, I always say that, but as I said, when you run a channel like this, you are fortunate that people generally send you their best puzzles. And when they don't, they tend not to get featured. Thank you very much, Olimar, for. I'm not sure if this was a recommendation or a submission. I've kind of forgotten. Thank you for the puzzle, permission at least. Thank you for everyone for watching. Thank you for everyone who's been supporting the channel. Thank you very much for my testers who've been very prolific in the last few days as I've been recording a lot in advance. Yeah, thanks for the support, everyone. And yeah, I've done a lot of thanking. Good luck with your solving.